Paragraph 5, our last paragraph of this exam. A Canadian astronomer, Dr. Philip Stuck, is known for his detailed maps of the Earth's moon. What would a good first follow-on sentence be to Stuck's detailed maps of the Earth's moon? R. When a drawing of the tomb carving was placed over a picture of the full moon? No, that really seems too specific to be the first follow-on sentence and not quite related to Dr. Philip Stuck. T. It is without a doubt a map of the moon, the most ancient one ever found, Stuck concluded. Well, we don't know what it is from the first sentence, so that can't be the follow-on sentence. S. He found a photograph of a carving of dots and lines from a prehistoric tomb in the county Meath, estimated to be 5,000 years old. He is clearly referring to Dr. Philip Stuck, but no mention is made of the Earth's moon in that sentence, so I doubt that's the first follow-on sentence. Let's look to you. He had long been puzzled by the lack of moon maps older than the one created in 1505 by Leonardo da Vinci. That looks pretty good. We're going to put that up top for now before we check our last sentence, because he clearly refers to the astronomer Dr. Philip Stuck, and we are talking about maps of the Earth's moon still because he's long puzzled by the lack of moon maps, earlier than the one created in 1505 by Leonardo da Vinci. So let's look at the last sentence, Q. Certain that people must have observed and drawn images of the moon before that date, Stuck examined old manuscripts, history books, and records of archaeological excavations. Well, we don't know what that date is from the introductory sentence, so that's not the first follow-on, and that makes me more confident that U is our correct first follow-on sentence. This is interesting, though, that Q does look to be a very good follow-on sentence to U. He had long been puzzled, Dr. Stuck, why there weren't earlier maps than the one created in 1505. Certain that people must have observed and drawn images before that date, and that date almost certainly refers to 1505, Stuck examined old manuscripts. So what would follow that? R, when drawing of the tomb, we still don't know what tomb we're talking about in this sentence, so that's not a follow-on to Q. Is without a doubt a map of the moon. We haven't discovered a map. In Q, he's just looking through manuscripts, history books, old records, in an attempt to find an older map than Leonardo da Vinci's map of the moon. So let's look at S. That must be our only possibility for following Q. He, again referring to Canadian astronomer Dr. Stuck, found a photograph of a carving of dots and lines from a prehistoric tomb in County Meath, Ireland, estimated to be 5,000 years old. That looks like it fits quite nicely after Q, because he was looking for old manuscripts and history books, and he found a photograph of some dots and lines from a prehistoric tomb in Ireland, estimated to be 5,000 years old. So that seemed to be the result of his search in Q, that he found a very interesting photograph in S. So that leaves, again, down to a 50-50 shot between R and T to decide which one comes first and which one will be the last sentence. So R is, when a drawing of the tomb carving was placed over a picture of the full moon, the markings lined up. T says it is without a doubt a map of the moon, the most ancient one ever found, Stuck concluded. It seems pretty clear to me that R goes ahead of T and it follows S. When a drawing of the tomb carving, the carving referring to the one he found in S, was placed over a picture of the full moon, the markings lined up. And that suggests it was indeed a drawing of the full moon. And T lastly follows up and concludes it is without a doubt a map of the moon, most likely as follow-up to the fact shown in R that the markings lined up. And Stuck then concluded, which also is suggesting a final summing up or end of paragraph sentence, it was the most ancient one map of the moon ever found. So I like the ordering of our paragraph here. We have a Canadian astronomer who's known for maps of Earth's moon. He'd been puzzled by early maps and why there weren't any before Leonardo da Vinci. Certain there must be. He looked through all kinds of manuscripts and history books, and he found a photograph which had linings that marked up with the moon. It is without a doubt a map of the moon, and that was his conclusion. I hope this summary of Scrambled Paragraphs has helped you, and best of luck.